I recently closed a deal, and sorry if you hear that noise, it's my laundry machine in the background. I recently closed a deal with a company that's worth 333 million dollars, and I'm not gonna disclose the name of the company, but it's an independent contract deal, and I'm excited about it. And I'm not necessarily excited about it for the money. I'm just excited about it for the projects that I'm going to be working on. But before I talk about this new opportunity, I need to talk about some other things first. So there's a lot of things that I'm going to be changing in my life, and I'm just recording this so that when I look back later in life, I can see this video, and this is kind of like a video to myself, but if you also want to watch it, cool. So I would say the last 2 years of my life, I made a decent amount of money, and I was prioritizing my health. And I was prioritizing my health in multiple ways. I was prioritizing my health with going to the gym, and I was also prioritizing my health with relationships and meeting people and stuff like that. And I feel like now I've been able to reflect and learn a lot, and I know what I need to do moving forward. So the first thing is, from now on, everything that I do is going to be not necessarily for the sake of making money and business, but for the sake of following an interest of mine and what I'm passionate about. So recently, I've been reading a whole bunch of books about writing. Here's one right here, right? And the reason why is because I want to be a better writer. And the reason why I want to be a better writer is not because I like writing at all, but it's because I like the idea of what you accomplish when you write. You're able to stay focused. You're able to write something that is very, like a work of, you're able to create a work of art, and it allows you to think better and allows you to focus your thoughts and dig deeper. And I'm a deep person. That's just how I've always been. I've always been a deep person when it comes to life in general. So I'm going to be writing more. And another thing that I want to do is I want to start doing like poetry slams, like going to local clubs out here and performing as a poet. Because when I was a kid, I used to write a lot of poetry, and then it turned into me writing rap, and then I just stopped. But I want to start doing that again. And I want to break out of being an extreme introvert. So I'm extremely introverted. I don't like going out. I don't like hanging out with people. But some of the best moments in my life where I've had the most joy was from being extroverted and going places and stuff like that. So I'm going to start doing that more, because what I can tell you in this world is, if you want to succeed and you want to be able to manipulate reality, you can't just be an introvert. You also have to be an extrovert, because there's benefits to both. And anybody who's extremely one or the other will miss the benefits of both. So you have to kind of force yourself to be an ambivert, which is what I'm about to do, right? As far as, like things that I'm gonna be a part of. So recently I've been talking about this, but I don't think anybody knew this. I have ADHD, and I've had ADHD since I was a kid. I used to be on medication for it. Then I took myself off of medication because I just was like, no, I'm not going to take this. And I started throwing the pills in the garbage. But now I'm embracing my ADHD. I've realized that it's a superpower for me. And I've been cycling a lot within the last couple years. And I want to start an actual cycling group that is dedicated to building awareness around ADHD and how to cultivate focus without taking medication. There's ways, but the most important way to do it, or the most healthy and natural way to do it, and sorry if you hear that noise because that's my washing machine, but the most natural way to do it is through exercise, right? And so cycling is just something that I enjoy. I typically don't enjoy exercising in general, so I try to find an activity that is an exercise, and then I just do it, and then it doesn't feel like exercise to me, and then I have fun. So I do a lot of boxing, I do a lot of cycling, I do a lot of different things. And I remember like one day I got on YouTube after like 2 years, and everybody was like, yo, your face got smaller, you lost weight. And I started gaining it back, but I'm about to lose it again. I'm about to get really serious on this. And then as far as like relationships, so I was in a relationship for quite some time, but recently came to the conclusion that there's things that I need to work on for myself. When you're out of a relationship for a long time, for majority of you that, or for those of you that don't know, I was out of a relationship for like 6 years. You know, I didn't date anybody. I just focused on myself, focused on my money, focused on becoming the best that I can be. But I did realize that there's a benefit to dating. When you date people, you learn more about yourself. And I've learned a lot about myself through other people and through, you know, the person that I was dating for the longest period of time within these few years. And I've found what I need to change about myself. And the things that I need to change primarily is, I think what I learned from her is she balanced me out as far as how extroverted she is. So I had a lot of fun with her. And I think she can cook. So that was that. And I hate cooking, but now I'm going to take cooking more serious. I think, like, you know, there's a bunch of different things that I learned, things that bothered me that shouldn't have bothered me, and blah, 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 blah. But also, like, controlling certain behaviors and stuff. So to me, that relationship is just helping me reflect on myself and what I need to be and who I need to work on, so that when I'm ready to get into a relationship and get married and have kids with someone, all of that stuff is fixed. So, and she sent me something very interesting one time. It said, "Are you healed, or are you just in a enclosed space where no one can trigger you?" And I thought I was healed for the longest. I think I am pretty healed compared to most people, but it doesn't matter. It's not a comparison game. But it has revealed the things to me that I need to work on. So, yeah, so I learned a lot from that relationship. But I'm single. Like, I'm planning on being single for a while. I mean, it's funny because whenever you are in a relationship and then you get out of a relationship, it's like women just know. Like, they have this intuition. Like, I keep going to this deli by me, and this girl keeps, like, flirting with me and stuff like that. It's just funny. And, like, there's, like, a bunch of other girls that's, like, interested in me right now, but I'm just focused on myself, and I'm not really interested in just jumping in to another relationship, honestly, because, you know, like, I have to take some time and focus on other things. But either way, yeah, so all of this stuff is what I'm going to be working on. I'm going to be working on building a community. I'm going to be working on meeting new people. I'm going to be working on going back to the gym. I'm going to be working on getting in the most, you know, fit era of my life. I'm going to be working on my nutrition, cooking, you know, things outside of making money. And the way that I'm going to make money, at least in the future, aside from this deal that I just landed, which this, you know, I'm not like, this is not the only thing I'm relying on, right? I have multiple streams of income, but my goal, and this is like with a huge company, over 3,000 employees, huge, you know, multinational, probably international company. So I'm grateful. You know, this is definitely, the amount that I'm going to make from this is a lot. I'm not going to say how much it is, but I'm very grateful for this. And it's only up from here, you know, and it's up from here more in a spiritual way and in a personal development way than a monetary gain perspective. You know, I'm getting definitely more in tune with my spiritual side and stuff like that. So this is my goal, man. My goal is to focus on this. If you want to know more about this consulting gig, I don't even know what I should say. Look, I'm going to be working on really big clients, like really, really big, massive projects. You know, I'm getting paid over 6 figures for it. I'm not working as many hours as you might think. I negotiated that pretty well. Yeah, you know, but if you want to learn more about it, join the Discord. I'll leave the link below, and you can learn from me. And I'll be talking about it in depth in my sort of like coaching group thing. So if you're interested, just join, and I'll see you in there. Also, I'm going to be posting a lot more on Twitter. Right now, I just write a whole bunch of bullshit, but my goal in the future is, once I'm done reading these books that I'm reading, at least the writing books, I'm gonna start talking a little bit more about things that I'm interested in and writing more, because yeah, I'm trying to get out of using social media as a consumer, and I'm trying to get into it more as like a creator, because I am a creator at the end of the day. That's what I am. And marketing has been a great thing for me. It has allowed me to feed myself and feed my family, but it's not my life's purpose. It's not my life's work. It's just the thing that I use to make money. It's not my passion. So being more aware of that, more in tune with that, and doing the thing that I think is going to benefit me the most. So thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.